Okay, folks, yeah, I've seen some rain coming, okay, so they probably can't pass me. Alright, so we'll figure that out afterwards. Yeah, right, that's cool there. Let's go back across here and pull the chat box out as well. Alright, brilliant. Right, so we're up and running on this side here. We're back in the meeting on this side as well. Let's pull this across here. Alright. Hey, I keep calling you Jones now, but I seen it's J6 Bones, boy. So what to call you? What's going on? Alright, cool. Abracadabra. Alright, so that's a minimum value there. Okay, cool. So I'll give you a minute or two again, and I'll start starting here. Is that my mom? Hey, you bring your ring here? You bring your ring? And then you walk the ring again.
No, I didn't.
Are you gonna drop? Oh, okay, okay.
I was gonna walk in this room.
Yeah. So that's an entry. This is an entry there. Right, this is the hot dog we're gonna do it now. Alright, cool. Alright, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, online people. Hey Kojo. Oh, you're here too? Kojo. Alright. Nah, yeah, I started already. Well, I had to just go and help my parents with my son because they brought him home, but we didn't have to get him upstairs. So I'm gonna start now. Okay. Right, guys. Okay. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea to get the throat ready to talk like a radio announcer, girls. Okay. So, all right, I'll give a couple minutes again. So if anybody just came, we could always start starting in a little while. All right. I'm gonna zoom a little bit more. If I have 2 minutes. Yeah, one is for this one and one is for that one. I just figure I have it. So I have a third one home, but a different brand. That one, that was our next one. Never see the hashtag TikTok maybe buy it. Yeah, I saw it pop up and I was like, hey, that's real nice. Pretty good quality too. Not as many features, but it's still pretty good. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I finally tried writing with those. I gave my stepson two, and like the pens, the clicky pens, and oh yeah, he he carried one to school, so he came back real dirty and like not even working, and I don't know how to figure it out. And the next one keeps skipping, but my son uses that one just to kind of draw like this. I have his drawings here. But last night when I was not bored, but I got my nap between 10 and 11. So when I woke up to do bottles, I think I wasn't sleepy that afternoon. I took a shower like 1 o'clock, and it was cool water, so I was up. So I was doing proofs. Well, just practicing writing with it now to see if I can actually do it. Yeah, so I was doing some stuff like this, just to see how it would work. This was the point 0.5, and the last of the stuff we used the 0.38. I was surprised I was able to write this. Right. You using big house? There's a two derivation of cosine rule, and then so like so like sine of a plus b. So you usually use circle to derive it, and just break it up into pieces, and then this one across is same unit circle, but like sine two theta and cos theta. You can use Pythagoras, and this one here is the angle that is set as double angle. I'm not saying do it now because we have 15 minutes. It's it's so interesting that things like basic geometry could be used to derive trigonometric things that look so complicated. Because they always usually start from things that are not so complicated. All right, guys, so now I'm going to take a sip of my tea and I'm going to work whatever's visible. Right? If you guys work more, I can work that too. All right. So some of these things are relatively easy, but even if I do it and you want me to work it over, go into more details, let me know, it's not a problem. Right? The ones we didn't see are the ones down here, 4, 5, and 8. So what I'll do is I'll give a minute or two again to do that, then we'll do that page. Right? And then we will go from there. All right, cool. So I have Christina and Nike here. I see in Bones Boy and Kojo on YouTube. And I see in what's your name? Zion, Jane, Selena, Mandy, Natasha. Good afternoon, everybody. How you all doing? Right, so this is still charging, that's charging, everything plugged in, everything seems to be doing well. Once the internet holds, we should be good. Temperature wise, this is a bit warm. Okay. And if anybody's cold, you could let me know, I'll fix the temperature, right? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Apparently, some money fell from my hand and the mommy did anything to a homeless man, picked it up, and I didn't even realize, so that was fun.
Which one?
I don't know.
Is there 2 or 3 who hang around?
Yeah,
And
there
I
were
know,
two, but
I
one
know
of
some
them
of them.
got two. He got food and a whole bag of stuff from somebody. But the lady in front of me,
Did he have like a walking stick?
no.
Kind of.
Every different.
There's one who lives right at the side of Superfarm, like on the ledge for the river. Like he sleeps there.
I remember the daddy had given one like all the change he had from what he had bought. Because he came up to me and we were coming up. Yeah, I think actually. This was in like
In
class
Aya.
3. And he started cursing our daddy, telling him he knows he has him on stuff. And I was just
Yeah.
like, but anyway,
Anytime you get to that stage, you know they're too a little too far gone.
this woman just kept walking away from the cash register getting things. I was standing up there, and this is the only woman cashing, and she's just.
Oh no, that's in poor taste.
She just keeps going, and she's picking out. She went 3 separate times to get Walmart pens.
I saw those.
I have one.
All right.
It was ripped apart.
Oh Lord. All right, guys. Let's take a start there. So, what is the value of the digit 2 in the number 48.621? Right. So, of course, this is the tens column, ones column. Then we have tenths and hundredths. So the 2 is in the hundredths column. So, of course, the value is 2 over 100. Let's put that there. All right. It's not one of those big. Okay. Right. So sorry. I could just do Right. That's fine. Okay. Lovely. What percentage of 50 is 10? So how do we do that? Does that take on the 8 and the 40? Right. So how do we do this one? We put 10 over 50 and then multiply by 100. The funny part is it's the same answer, right? Because 10 out of 50 is 1/5 and 1/5 is 20%. Right? Or you could even cancel the 50 and the 100, right? And then 10 by 2 will give us 20%. Okay, scrolling down to number 3. Chloe, you were in my accounts crash course? You from Jamaica? Anyhow, right. So in standard notation, 0.02086. So in standard notation, or scientific notation or standard form, there must be one and only one non-zero digit to the left of the decimal point. So that's a 2 there. But of course, 2.086 and 0.0286 are not the same number. So we have to multiply by 10 to some power. And the power tells us how many spaces we have to move the point back to its original position, which is 2 spaces. And since we're moving to the left, we have to put a minus sign. So it's 2.086 by 10 to the minus 2. All right, cool. Right. Right, in a school, we saw this one already, right? So in a school, the ratio of the number of pupils to the number of teachers is 20 to 1. If the number of pupils is 840, how many teachers are there? So again, the easiest way to work this is that you can clearly see it's the number of teachers is 1/20th of the number of students, right? If you have one teacher to every 20 students, it's 1/20th, right? So it's 1/20th of the number of students. So 2 will cancel with 2. 2 into 8 goes 4 times, and 2 into 4 goes 2 times. So you have 42. Right, and number 5 here now. Let me just pull back up this thing here. Right, a bag of apples can be shared equally among 6, 10, or 15 kids. The minimum number of apples that is likely to be in the bag is. Right, so this is the LCM. So we did the same 6, 10, and 15 yesterday as well. So between 6, 10, and 15, right? So 6, 10, and 15, the LCM. So one of the giveaways here is that 10 is one of the numbers, right? And all multiples of 10 end in a what? End in a 0. So, well, we have, that one is out. All right? So we have 30, 60, and 9. Now 30 could go into 6 5 times, 30 into 10 goes 3 times, and 30 into 15 goes 2 times. And that's the smallest, and that's what they said, the minimum number of apples, right? Because 60 and 90 could also go into 6, 10, and 15. So they wanted the minimum, which is the smallest. Okay. All right. Yes, question. Mm-hmm. All right. But the thing is, the 840 is not the total number of people, that's the total number of students, right? So what you could do, if you do it that way, and let's take a look at it, right? So what Genevieve is asking, oops, I forgot to a normal point. All right. Right, so what she's asking, she says, okay, look, if we do the usual thing with 20 and 1 and get 21, so the students is 20 out of 21 by whatever the total number is, and that's equal to 840. Right, so to find the total number of people, which is students and teachers, we could do 840, divided by 20 over 21. Now we know when we're dividing with fractions, what's the protocol? We change divide to multiply, and we invert, right? So let me just kind of come down here. So we'll have 840 over 1 by 21 over 20. So the 20, again, here will cancel with this 42 times, right? And then we'll do 42 by 21, right? So 42 by 21, that's a 0, that's a 4, that's a 8, that's a 42, right? So what will happen is we'll get 882 people, teachers and students. And then thereafter, we could find 121 by the 882, which I think would be 42, 81, 84, yeah, so that'd be 42. So you could do that way too, which is perfectly fine. All right, okay. Yeah, I mean, if you know how to do it, whichever way, as my friend Kirk says, all roads lead to Rome. If it's the correct path, it'll get you there eventually. You know, some paths are shorter, some paths are not as short. But you end up doing things on the scenic route sometimes. Okay, all right. Mikey and Christina, just kindly give me a G in the chat if you're good with that, please and thanks. If, of course, you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. That's not a problem. All right, I'm in class. Are you okay with number 1 to 5? Yeah? All right. Let's check out 6, 7, and 8. So we saw this one in the previous paper and a couple of the others as well. All right, so let's go back here. So again, the 4.3 by the 0.37 gives us 1. Oops. I keep forgetting to turn back to the original size points. Right. No. Right. So what we do, right. So again, the 43, how we get that is we could do 4.3 multiplied by 10, right? And then, and hold on, and it's the same 0.37. So really and truly, all we're doing is we're multiplying this by 10. Right, because this didn't change, did it? It was only the 4.3 went to 43, and that's multiplying the whole thing by 10. Okay, so that will shift the point 1 space to the right. So the answer in this case is B. Right, so you see how you had to be careful? All right, because I was already going for part C. I mean option C, without reading the question carefully. So, right, again, making a good case for reading the question carefully. Okay, which of the following, sorry, who? That one of y'all? Yeah, that's okay, good. Right. Which of the following sets is defined by, so x is an element of the set of integers, which is whole numbers, both positive and negative, right? That's what z stands for, integers. Right, from -2 all the way to +4. And of course, it's greater than equal to, less than equal to. So it will start from -2 and go all the way to +4. And there's only one option that gives us that, which is option D. Okay, let's take a look at question 8. So question 8,
Wait, Chris,
this is, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
can you explain number 6 again?
6. Yeah, cool. So check it, right? So 4.3 by 0.37 is this item. And they want to know what is 43 by 0.37, right? So what we're noticing is that 43 is 4.3 by 10, right? And then we simply multiply that by the same 0.37 that we did here. So essentially, all we're doing is we're kind of sticking in a multiply by 10 here. And whatever happens on one side of the equal sign must also happen on the next side, right? So if you multiply by 10 on this side to get the 43, you have to multiply this by 10 too. And when they multiply by 10, you shift the decimal point 1 space to the right.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
All right, cool, lovely. All right, okay, so item 8 is a sets question. Oops, again, keep forgetting to switch back to the thing. All right. Okay. The number of elements in P is 5. Number of elements in Q is 9. The number of elements in P union Q is 10. So P union Q is when you add everything in P and everything in 9. But as we could see from here, 9 plus 5 is clearly equal to 14. How do we get to 10? It implies that there is an intersection of 4. It implies that 4 items exist both in set P and set Q. So if we were to, for example, populate the diagram, right, you'll put a 4 here. Now in set P, you had 5 things in total. If 4 of those things exist in the intersection, it means 1, the remaining 1, exists not in the intersection, but still in P. And then for the set Q, 9 elements exist in the whole thing, but 4 of them already exist in the intersection, which means the remainder, 5, exists there. And if you add 1 plus 4 plus 5, guess what we get? 1 and 4 is 5, and 5 and 5 is 10. And that's how we could conclude that the number of elements in P union Q is 10. So the number of elements in the shaded region, which is the intersection, is indeed 4. Right? There is a bit of a longer formula, right? So you can say that what it is the number of elements in P union Q. Sorry, one second. I can never get this U, Right. P union Q is the number of elements in P plus the number of elements in Q minus the number in P intersect Q. Right? So that's the general formula. And then, of course, if you wanted to find this one, basically, you're going to just swap out positions with those two. All right. Okay. In class, people, are we okay with 6, 7, and 8? Any questions? Anybody? Anything? All right. All right, Mikey and Christina, kindly give me a quick Genie chat. Okay, thank you. There you go. All right. Okay. Thank you, Tyrese. Appreciate it. All right. Wow. Okay. All right, thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate it. All right, let's go. Next page, 9 to 13. All right. So we'll discuss number 9 because we've seen it in, I think, all the papers thus far, right? Which of the following pairs is is an example of disjoint sets? So we said disjoint sets, right, are sets that have no common elements. There's no intersection, right? And as we know, even numbers and odd numbers have no common elements. You're either even or you're odd, right? It's binary. It's one or the other. There's no being both or being neither. Right? Even 0. 0 is an even number because the definition of an even number is a number that is perfectly divisible by 2. Right? And an odd number is all other numbers. Okay, so let's take a look at 10. All students in a class play Scrabble or checkers or both. If 36% of the students play Scrabble only and 16% of the students play both Scrabble and checkers, what percentage of the students play checkers but not Scrabble? Okay, that's quite a bit to unpack. So let's do the unpacking. And I think a good way to unpack that is to put it in a diagrammatic format. Right? A Venn diagram with a couple of sets here, so the universal set. So we have Scrabble, we have checkers. 36% of the students play Scrabble only, so that's going to be in here, 36%, so not in the intersection, right? And then checkers, 16% play both Scrabble and checkers, so that's the intersection there. All right. What percentage of students play checkers but not Scrabble? Bree, they're already there. I'm actually streaming live on YouTube too. So they will be there. Yeah. Okay, cool. So 36%, 16%. So they want to know what percent goes here, right? So they said all students in the class play either one or both. It implies that no one plays neither. So everybody plays at least one. So, of course, if we add up all the percentages in a given set, what's the percentage we're supposed to get? All percentages add up to 100. So what we have so far, we have 36 and 16. So what we could do, just like with a triangle, if you have two of the angles, you could add them together and subtract from 180. Of course, this is not a triangle, and you could have had more percentages, but we don't, right? 36 and 16 is 52. Whoa, where did that heart come from now? Okay, it's very strange. Yeah, no problem. That's fine. Right? And then 100% minus 52% is 48%. Okay, so quick question. I'll ask at the end of this page. If you have any questions as we go along, please feel free to stop me. Yeah? 10? 10 was B, 48%. Yeah, no problems. All right, so item 11 refers to the following Venn diagram, which shows two intersecting sets. Sorry. The number of students in each set is indicated. Okay, cool. So we have so hockey and, was hockey and what? No, it didn't say. Yeah, sorry, hockey and volleyball. So 5 people play hockey alone, 2 people play hockey and volleyball, 4 people play volleyball alone, and 3 people play neither. All right, interesting. In the Venn diagram, right, that, right. How many students play either hockey or volleyball, but not both? So what 2 numbers would we add here? Either hockey or volleyball, but not both. 5 and the 4. And 5 and 4 will just give us 9. All right. Number 12 now. Sorry, 12 and 13. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh, so they started the consumer arithmetic on this page. All right. So the set of 2-digit positive integers that are divisible by 7 is an example of an improper set, an infinite set, an empty set, a finite set. I have no clue what an improper set is. An infinite set means that it's an uncountable number of elements, so that it goes on forever. But what are they asking about? The 2-digit positive integers that are divisible by 7. So 2 digits means, so for example, if you think about your 7 times table, 7 by 1 is 7, 7 by 2 is 14. So you have 14 and 21 and 28, 35. But at some point in time, it's going to cross into more than 100, right? So in that case, do we have a countable set of elements in that set? Sorry, a countable number of elements in the set? Finite. Is it finite or infinite? It's finite because we could count, right? So I would say there's a finite set for sure. Good. What? Cool. Finite. All right. Lovely. And again, I don't know that they do too much work at sets because they took it off paper too, so you mightn't get much practice in school. I don't know. You all got practice in school with sets? You all remember doing plenty sets in school? Yeah? Nobody else? So 1 no, 2 no, 3 no. Okay, nobody else. All right. Venn diagram is straightforward, right? Yeah, I do like maths. I was telling them I was up till 2:30 doing some just playing with some maths there. I'll show you later. Right. So for every $100 of sales or part thereof, a salesman is paid $10 as commission. Okay. If his sales for a particular month were $1,020, how much commission is he paid? Okay. So basically, if you paid $10 out of every 100 or part thereof, right? But you had to definitely make. Okay, so you're making a 10% commission. Long story short. Are you? For every 100 of sales, paid $10. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was going into overthinking mode. So if he makes 1,020 in a given month, how would we find his commission? What would we do? You could divide, you could take 1020 and divide by 10, or find 10% of 1020. Knock off the zeros, you get what? 102. Okay, cool. All right. First time joining, my aim is to get better. All right, Cammy, no problem. All right. Sounds good to me. All right, okay. Mikey and Christina, let's give me a quick Genie chat if you're good with this page. If you need me to review any of the items that we did, let me know. All right. Okay. And of course, in person, people, are we okay with this page, Venn diagrams, and this last question here? Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Ow. Right. There we go again. Okay. So what I'll do, right? Because some of y'all were asking for a little more time to work the questions, right? So I'll give you a few minutes. You can work whatever's visible, right? Even if you can't see the options for number 19, you could work it out. All right. Anything you don't know, skip it and come back to it. All right. There's only one question. No, sorry, 2 not visible, 16 and 20, right? So again, I send the paper in the chat so you all could work out as many as you want. And those in person too, you can work as many as you want. And we'll correct in a few minutes, right? Sorry. The tea bag broke, so I got like stuff. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. 26. Okay, we could take a look. Right, so a star b is a squared plus b squared. Okay, so like a Pythagoras thing. So in brackets, they have 3 star 4.
Yeah.
So I do that
And
first.
then you have star 2.
Yeah, so then the answer is A. The 3 star 4 was the 3 squared plus 4 squared, which you know is 5 squared. And then you'll then have 5 squared, which is 25 star 2. So it's just asking for 25 star 2. But you were wondering if it was option D?
The plus 2 is kind of throwing me off. Was all put that in early.
Now, the thing is, option A and option D are both the same item, eh? No, a lie. No, A is not correct. No, hold on. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. 9 and 16 is 25. And then if you do 25 star 2, yeah, okay. No, then therefore D can't be the answer. Because D would give you 25 in the bracket. And then you have to square that to add it to 2 squared. So the only possible answer here is A. Alright, sorry. Yeah, we go back to 14. Alright. Okay, cool. Alright. 42. Easy question that comes area boy. Number 4 is not 40. Oh, nah, it's 42. Yeah. So how we did it? So if it's one teacher for every 20 students, that means that okay. So let's say you had 20 students, that's one teacher. If you had 40 students, that's two teachers. If you had 100 students, that's 5 teachers. So ratio-wise, it was a 1 to 20. So it was one teacher for every 20 students. So the number of teachers relative to students is 1/20th. So if you have 840 students, you find 1/20th of that to find the number of teachers. All right. I hope that helps. 1 over 21 by 840. Right, but remember the 840 is not the total number of people. Eh? If you're using the 21, that's teachers plus students. But the 840 is only the students. All right. So if you're using the 1 over 21, you'll have to actually scale up to find the total number of people, teachers plus students. I hope that helps. Loopstar, Lobster, right? All right. Honoria, I see in B. Which number are you talking about there, Honoria? 14. We corrected just now. 14. Okay. Yes, that's correct. 14 is B. Right. So Loopstar, let me know. Just now, I'm gonna pop back on here for number 4 to help with Lobster. Yeah. I know if you want to take a screenshot of what you want to do, you can check out the work in there. Yeah, because if you're using the 21, remember 21 is the number of students, right? Not total number of people. So you got to be careful. You got to read carefully, which I sometimes also have an issue with. So don't dig a horrors. All right, I'm going back, right? Yeah, Drew, in the pencil. Need one? Okay, all right. Okay, I thought. Okay, no, I do. It's just short. Oh. No problems. Yeah, Cammy, I trying to slow down. All right, cool. Take a screenshot. Okay, Lobster. Cool. Yeah, if it appreciates, it increases in value. That's correct. Well, their names just kill me sometimes, boy. Wow. Okay. All right, cool. I'll give you a minute or two again, and we'll start correcting this page, and then we move on, right? Because I'm watching the time too. Right? After this page will be 1/3 of the way through the paper. That goes there. Okay. 2025. Oh, next year. All right, cool. All right, guys, I want to starting here. All right, so we're going to zoom in on number 14. Oh, 15 is interesting. They changed something in 15. Oh, interesting. Right, let's just zoom in a bit. Right, the simple interest on $600 for T years. Where's my pen? Pen. Come here. Right, cool, thank you. Right, it's at 5% per annum is 120. The value of T is, okay, so the simple interest is 120. Right, it was a long sentence. The simple interest on that is 120. Right, so as we know, simple interest is equal to principal by rate by time. And yes, you can put it over 100, right? So we have 120 is equal to 600 by 5 by T all over 100. What's that? Yeah. Right. So now to solve for T, first thing I would do is move out the denominator, right? So we are dividing by the denominator, so we want to multiply throughout. And in so doing, you'll get 100 by 120 or 120 by 100 equal to 600 by 5 by T. Now the thing is, there's only one option that gives us that, which is option D. So we don't actually have to work on anything else. If you wanted to do physical completion, right, we would divide by 600 by 5. So it'll be 120 by 100 all over 600 by 5. But we didn't even need to go there because, again, if you watch your options, there's only one option with the correct numerator. None of the others had it. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Right, cool. So that's number 14. Let's go down to 15. All right, so this was an interesting looking one here. At a bank, EC 260 is equivalent to US $1. And for every US $1 exchange, 10 cents EC is deducted as an exchange tax. Okay, how many EC dollars will Leon receive if he exchanges 1,000 US? Okay, so for every $1 US, he gets $2.60 EC cents. So if he's exchanging 1,000 US, he'll get 1,000 multiplied by that. So let's start there. So 1,000 multiplied by 2.60 will of course give us 2,600 EC. But for every $1 US exchange, and he exchanged 1,000, right? You have to deduct 10 EC cents. So you're exchanging 1,000 US, and for every $1 US, you're losing 10 cents EC. So you're exchanging 1,000 US at 10 cents EC. So that's going to give us 100, and we're minusing that. All right, so 2,600 is the amount you would have gotten without any tax. But we had a 10 EC cents per $1 US tax. So when you subtract that, now you will get 2,500. Oh shucks, nah, sorry. That was actually, you could do that. Because 2.6 minus the 10 by that work. Actually, that works. That's interesting. I had to look into that a bit more. Actually, yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Interesting. That's actually a nice little shortcut. All right. A calculator which is marked at $120, sorry, is sold for cash at a 30% discount. How much change would Susan receive if she pays for the calculator with a $100 bill? I think we saw this one yesterday. Yeah. So the first thing we want to do is we want to say, okay, how much is the calculator with the discount? So we could take 120 and multiply by 30% to find the discount. That's $36. And then we could take the 36 away from 120 and we'll get $84. And then if you pay with a $100 bill and it's $84, you'll get $16 change. So the amount of change is $16. Right. Okay, in class people, are we okay with the first three items, 14, 15, and 16 on this page? Any questions? Anybody? Anything? All right, okay. Mikey and Christine, let's give them a quick junior chat if you're good with the first three questions here. Yeah, Bones boy. All right, cool, no problem. Yo, talk to me. 15. Sorry, hold on. It did it again. 15, yeah. Go ahead. The 10-cent tax, yeah. For every $1 you change, you're losing 10 cents. So somebody actually.
I worked it wrong because I didn't put in the 10 cents properly.
Right. So what somebody here on the chat, Honoria, what she did is she realized that for every $1 you exchange, you're getting this, right? And out of that, you're taking away 10 cents US, right? So basically what she did, she said, okay, look, let's just take the 10 cents out from the 260 and get 250.
Yeah.
So essentially, instead of getting 260 EC for every dollar, you only getting 250. So she just multiplied the 250 by the 1,000 and get 2,500. Yeah, that was actually pretty nice. It's pretty good. 16 was A.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they do something like that when
Number six. Today too. A man pays 60 cents for every 200 cubic meters of gas plus a fixed charge. Okay. If he pays 178.75, how much is the fixed charge? Okay. So this is interesting because yesterday they gave us the fixed charge and we had to work out to get the 178. I think it was 13.75, right? But again, we don't want to just assume that it's the exact same thing. We're going to work it out. All right. So how do we do that then? Okay. So he uses 55,000 cubic meters, right? And the unit we're paying for is a 200 cubic meter unit, right? So what we have to do is find out, well, how many of those 200 cubic meter units will we pay for? So to do that, you take a 55,000 and divide by 200. Knock off. That'll actually give us 275 units that we're paying 60 cents for, right? Now we're going to multiply that by 0.6. So 27 by 6, 120, and 42 is 162. So that's 165. Right, so his total bill was 178.75. Out of that, he's paying 165 for the gas, and the remainder is the fixed charge. So the 75 cents tax along, and again, you can see there's only one option with 75 cents, but just for the sake of completion, 8 minus 5 is 3, 7 minus 6 is 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So 13.75. All right. Option A is correct. That's good. Good job. Yeah, so option A is what I got here for this one. If, of course, you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. All right. All right. 18. A plot of land presently valued at 12,000 appreciates in value at a rate of 2.5% per annum. What will be the value of the plot of land 1 year later? So to appreciate doesn't mean you're showing your gratitude. That's not a kind of appreciation. It means it increases in value. So it's the opposite of depreciation. Instead of subtracting, you're going to add. Right? Now we have to find 2.5% of 12,000. So I'll show you a little trick here, right? So 2.5% is 2.5 over 100, right? If you shift the decimal point one space in the numerator to get rid of the decimal point, right, you could shift it one space down here as well. So we'd end up with 25 over 1,000, which you can actually cancel down to 1 over 40. So 2.5% is actually 1/40th, right? So you could find 1/40th of 12,000, right? Knock off a 0, and 4 into 1,200 goes 300 times, right? Now check this, right? We didn't actually have to do any working at all. You know why? Because to appreciate means to do what? Increase in value. Out of these 4 options here, 3 of them were decreases in value. There was only one option that gave us an increase, which is option what? Option D. And if we were to add the 300 onto the 12,000, we would get what? 12,300. Right? So you see how sometimes it pays to look at the options. I just kind of like to jump into the working, to be honest. But again, I would advise you to read your questions carefully all the time. I don't know where it went, but that's okay. Okay, so go back here. 19. A loan of $8,000 was paid back in 2 years in monthly payments of $400. The interest on the loan as a percentage was, so I know we did this yesterday. The answer is 20%, but let's take a look, right? The loan was 8,000 and was paid back in 2 years, monthly payments of 400. Okay, how many months in a year? Yeah, sorry, 1 second. Vanna, no, you're not allowed to use a calculator in paper one. That's what we do in the weekend. Yeah, so you don't know how to navigate this. And they don't give you scrap paper to work on either. Right, sorry. So yeah, we have 2 years of 12 months each, which means we are paying back a total of 24 payments, right? And each of those payments was 400, right? So let's do 400 by 24, which is 9,600. Now, you paid back 9,600 and you borrowed 8,000. The extra above the 8,000, that is the interest. So what we could do here is we could take the 9,600 and minus the 8,000. That will give us 1,600. And that's the interest. And then you could take your 1,600 over the 8,000 and multiply that by 100 to get your percentage, right? So knock off a 0, knock off zeros. 2 into 16, 8 into 16 goes 2 times, 8 into 8 goes 10, and that's 5. 5 into that goes 20 times, so we have a 20% interest. Okay. And we have, correct, a screenshot of question 18. All right, cool. Get up there, organize the business. Right, 2.6 by, yeah, okay, cool, right. Yeah, it didn't even occur to me to do that, no? All right, cool, hope that was okay. Right, an article bought for 125 was sold for 175. The profit as a percentage of the cost price was. Okay, how do we find profit? My accounts people. Selling price minus cost price. There you go. Right? So the profit would be 175 minus 125. That's equal to 50. The cost price is 125. So you put your 50 over the 125 and multiply by 100. Right? 4, that's a 5, 10 times by 4 is 40%. All right, cool. Okay, so we had quite a bit on this page. All right. Okay, so in class, people, are we okay with this page, 14 to 20? That's about 7 questions there, boy. 19? Sure. All right. Vanna. Yeah, no, you can't. Yeah, Irina. All right, cool. Quick question. Mikey and Christina, if you guys are good with this page, as in 14 to 20, let me know with a G. If you need me to go over any of them, let me know that as well. Good to go there? All right, cool. All right, so I'm switching pages, right? Cool. Hey, look the same 5n plus 1 and by 5n plus 1 from previous paper. All right, so I'll scroll into 21 to 20. So technically 21, 24, 25, 26 you could do. All right, so I'll give you a few minutes with those, then we'll correct those that are visible, and then scroll down to do the rest. All right, I forgot my water upstairs. Anybody all right? Okay, cool. Uh-huh. Come now. square has the same perimeter as a rectangle.
Right.
The rectangle has a length of 15 over 30 meters.
Right. So
15, 15, 11, 11. So that's 26 and 20. And 26 by 2 is 52. So that's the same as the perimeter square, which has 4 on both sides. So if you take 52 and you have 4
wait,
equals
hold on. Sorry.
yeah, 15 and 11, 15 and 11.
Yeah.
15, 26, and 26 is 52. That's the perimeter.
I found.
Area.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. I'll tell you again. Right.
Right.
So that means it is 52 in the same perimeter. That means 52 divided by
That's correct, yeah. Alright, guys.
13. So then it's 13 by 13.
13 by 13 is correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Asmara. Thank you, Asmara. Right. All right, yeah, we'll look at your piece. D? All right. Okay, right. So the product of a number and its reciprocal may be written as. Okay, so the reciprocal of a number is the inverse, right? Or you just flip it. So it'll be 2p over 3 multiplied by 3 over 2p, which is option C. Because a C and D has a minus in front. So careful, eh? I almost went with D. I like, wait, no, but as a minus or piece of the line between the numerator and the denominator. Yeah, so just be careful when you're doing the questions, right? Right, so I said we do 21, 24, 25, and then we'd scroll along to the rest, right? So let's stick to that plan, shall we? Okay. So in 24 now, 3 plus x over 2 is equal to 1, right? So yesterday we said, look at the statement. Look at that statement. What does it say? So 3 plus some number, 3 plus something is equal to 1. When you add to 3, shouldn't you get a number bigger than 3? You should, right? That's what addition does. It increases, right? But, yeah, Wyatt, that's correct. But if it's decreasing, if 3 plus something gives us a number smaller than 3, what does that tell us about the thing we added to 3? Is it positive or negative? Yeah, 21 is C.
I didn't see correct this time.
No, I'm doing the visible stuff first.
Oh.
So I'm doing 21, 24, 25, and I'll scroll along and do the rest after.
Okay,
Right. So if you think about it, 3 minus 2 will give us 1. So what that implies is that it implies that x over 2 is equal to minus 2. And then to solve for x, we would multiply by 2 on both sides. So x would be equal to minus 4. That's correct. 24 is B. Yeah, that's correct, Wyatt. Good job. Right. Okay, cool. All right, let me go again. On 25. Right, we saw 25 in the previous paper. We know the answer is B, but again, let's explain why. When you're multiplying and you have the same base, what do we do with the indices? We have to add them together. So we'll have 5 to the n plus 1 plus n plus 2. N plus n would, of course, give us 2n, and 1 plus 2 would, of course, give us 3. So we have 2n plus 3. All right, so that's the first 3 there. If anybody has any questions, you can let me know. Feeling bright? All right. All right, there we go. All right, right. So we know Althea already, right? So we could focus on these. Right, talk to me, 26, yeah. Yeah, A star B is equal to A squared plus B squared, right? Right, so you have two sets of things. So this here is like an A, and this is a B. But in the A, you have an AB already existing. So you have to work out the stuff in the brackets first using the binary operation. Right, so 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. 9 and 16 is 25, right? And then it now becomes 25 star 2, which means 25 squared plus 2 squared, which is option A. Yeah? All right, cool. So let's do that there. Yeah, sorry if I didn't give people a chance to work that one out. That's a relatively new one. It's a play on old things, but a bit new nonetheless. Okay, cool. All right, so I'll give you a minute or so to organize 22, 23, and 24. Cool. Do I need to eat any? I don't think I need to eat. The 27? No. That's the determinant. Right? So we should know 27. So that's determinant of A. If the determinant of a matrix is 0, then we know it can't have an inverse. And what do we call such a matrix? We call it a singular matrix. That's correct. It's a singular matrix. Have you done matrices yet, Wyatt? If not, don't worry too much about it. If you've done it well, you're revising. All right. Okay, let me organize 22 and 23 here. We've seen 23 several times, well, 3 times already, so we could blaze through that one. Now in this one, we have a rectangle, right? With dimensions 2 and then x minus 4. And they're telling us that the area of the rectangle is x squared. Okay, cool. You forgot, no problem, right? So the equation that may be used to find the value of x, right? So the area is x squared, but that's also equal to 2 multiplied by x minus 4, which is option A. Right? Length by breadth. Horizontal by vertical. Sorry. Right, and for Althea, normally saves X dollars each month, but in June she saved 4 more than twice her usual amount. So her usual amount is X. Twice that is 2X. 4 more means you're adding 4 onto it. So that's option D. All right, cool. What? What inactivities are about here? Which paper? Jan 2023. Jan 2023. All right, cool. In class, people, are we okay with this page with 21 to 27? Any questions, problems, anything? Or we talk to them, how we going? You okay there? Yeah. All right, cool. All right, Mikey and Christina, let's give them a quick Genie chat. Let me know how we're doing there. All right, lovely. Okay, cool. So we're going again. All right, so we're almost halfway through the paper. All right, so 28. So, yeah, so you could do whatever's visible here, and then we'll scroll along and do whatever's not visible. Right, so we want the order of that matrix. We saw 29 already. 30 looks a little different. Ah. What number is it? 37, okay. Okay.
I was just overdoing it. I was going so far.
Okay.
Never
Yeah. But I'm not gonna throw it. Because if it fall on the ground, then well, it's no problem. All right, cool. Sure. Hey, Cam. Okay. So the order of a matrix is a way to describe the matrix by stating the number of rows and the number of columns. So there were 3 rows and 4 columns. So it's a 3 by 4 matrix, which is option C. Right. If vectors P and Q are 3, 2, and minus 1, 4, respectively, then minus P minus 2. Okay, so minus P would be minus 3, 2, then minus 2 by minus 1, 4. Okay, so minus 3 minus, so 2 by minus 1 is just minus 2. And then 2 by 4 is just 8. Minus, so when you minus a minus, it becomes a plus. So minus 3 plus 2 is still minus 1. And there's only one option with a minus 1 in it. But just for the sake of completion, minus 2 minus 8 will indeed give us minus 10. So D proves to be the answer here. Okay. Right. So let's take a little bite of a... Right, okay, we'll talk about number 30 shortly. I want to, yeah, you had J Bones. Most hated fire. Interesting name. How are you doing? Today, right? Okay. Uh-huh. Double that. That's correct. Well, don't forget that if you're going from L to M, it's LO, which is the inverse of OL. Huh? Right. Right, so to do LM as LO plus OM. Right, and LO of course is the inverse of OL. Well, they give us OR as and as the midpoint, right? So the midpoint is the halfway point. So if this piece alone is 3A minus 2B, right? This piece also is 3A minus 2B. So it'll double that. All right, so that's minus double OR plus OM. All right, so minus 2 by 3A minus 2B, sorry, plus 2A plus 3B. That's minus 6A plus 4B plus 2A plus 3B. I'm not seeing that as an option. Which one? B? Oh, sorry, you're correct. Yeah, so minus 6 plus 2 is minus 4, and 4 plus 3 is 7. Yeah, so it's 7B minus 4. Thank you. You know, I'm watching it there and I'm just not seeing it. Like, wow. All right, cool. All right, 1 sec. Let me get a little snack there. Uh-huh. All up, boy. Once you watching me snack, making hungry. Yeah, they're going to get a snack too. Sorry about that. Okay, let's scroll down to the rest of the page. Oh, this is one question again. Okay. So this yesterday. Okay, so the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared by h. Right, now it shows a cylinder with diameter 6 and height 20. So we had a reverse yesterday. They gave us 720 as the volume, when they went backwards to find the height. So in terms of pi, now r is a half of diameter, right? So r is equal to diameter over 2. That's 6 over 2, which is 3. So we have 3 squared, then by 20. 3 squared is 9. 9 by 20 is 180. So that's option C. Okay. Okay. All right. Ladies in class, are you guys okay with this page? The solutions on the page are this. Any questions? Anybody? Anything? No? All right. Mikey and Christina, give me a Genie chat if you're good with that, please and thanks. All right. So more online people, if you guys good with that, give me a Genie chat. If you have any questions, I want to rework, and give me an R, and then put the number you want to rework. Okay, let's go. All right, so we saw 32 just now. All right, so again. Oh, wow, yeah. It's area now. Yeah, okay. We saw 35 yesterday. I was helping somebody with 36 just now. That was Caitlin. What is Caitlin here? No, I was saying I was helping somebody with 36 just now. Your paper one exams have been on the computer. Interesting. I didn't know. Yeah, no, I agree. You need to, if they do it on your computer, you need to get what you call it? Crap paper. Isn't it D? 3 squared is 9, 9 by 20 is 180. Nah, 31. Everybody okay with 31 being 180 by pi? Yeah. So it's 180. Yeah, in different questions, like in earlier years, they might use 720 to give us a different figure for the arm radius or the height. But in this particular case, 180 was the volume. Right, so I'm gonna need to move a little faster because I don't want to go too much past 3 o'clock. All right, so I'll start shortly. No, I don't need any more of those because I am quite full. Right, sorry, what? Nope. Okay, cool. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just see what's. Okay, so item 32 refers to the following diagram, which was a circle centered at O and with a sector and the major and minor arcs indicate. Okay, cool. So the angle in the sector is 60 degrees, no problem. If the area of the minor sector is E or F is 103, then the area of the circle is, okay, so the minor sector is a piece, it's like a slice of pizza. It's a piece of the whole thing. And because it's a circle, the piece of the whole, the fraction, right, is governed by the angle inside, right? So what's the total number of degrees in a whole circle? 360. So to find the fraction of the whole circle that the minor arc represents, we'll take the angle in the arc, in the sector, and put it over 360. Right, correct. That's going to give us 1/6. So what that means is that the entire sector represents 1/6 of the whole circle, right? So 1/6 of the whole area is equal to 103, right? Because they told us that the area of the minor sector is 103. So 1/6 of the whole area is the 103. So of course, to find the area now, we'll multiply by 6, which I think will give us 618. All right, cool. All right, we worked 35 yesterday. So let's browse through it again. So 50 guests had 2 glasses of champagne each. Each glass held 150 milliliters. How many liters of champagne were used? So milliliters and then liters. Okay, so firstly, you had 50 guests who each had 2 glasses, which means in total there were 100 glasses used. Each of those 100 had 150 ml inside. So when you multiply here, you're going to get 1, 5, and 3 zeros. And then we're going to take the 15,000 ml and divide by 1,000 milliliters in every liter, which is just going to give us 15. Oh, come on, man. Philip, give yourself. Right, cool. Yeah, let's see if we can agree with that. Okay, a square has the same perimeter as a rectangle with length 15 centimeters and width 11. What is the area of the square in centimeters squared? Okay, that's correct, yes. Sorry, let me draw it over. And sparkles? Sparkles, you say? This one, eh? All right, cool. Right. So what are the dimensions here? 11 and 15, right? So the total perimeter would be equal to 11 plus 15 and then multiply that by 2 because you have 2 sides of 15 and 2 sides of 11, right? So that's 26. 26 by 2 will give us 52 centimeters. Now, we're going to take, let's use a different one, right? Let's use the rainbow one, right? So now we're going to take the 52 and divide by 4 because if it was a square, there are 4 equal sides, right? 52 divided by 4 will give us 13 centimeters. That's the length of each side. And then to find the area now, right? The area of a square is side by side. And 13 by 13 is indeed 169. All right, cool. So that's those questions there. What else we have? 37. So 33, 34, 37, 38. Hold on, sorry, it shifted again. My bad. All right, these sparkles. All right. Okay, I'll give you a couple minutes again to do 33, 34, 37, 38. That's visible. And then we'll go. Nothing difficult yet. Yeah. I agree. We did 33 already. 34 looks familiar. We did 38 yesterday, but I think it was like in the first paper, so yeah, like 2.5 papers removed from it, so it might be a little rusty. Oops. There you go. Ghost ZZ boy. Or Right, let's take a swing at these questions here, right? Just gonna try something here real quick. Okay, so let's take a swing at these questions here. So if it took a speedboat 9 hours to travel a distance of 1,080 kilometers, what was its average speed in kilometers per hour? So average speed is total distance traveled divided by total time taken. And this will simply give us 120 kilometers per hour as option C. Nice. Okay, cool. Right. The lengths of the sides of a triangle are x, 2x, and 2x centimeters. If the perimeter is 20, what is the value of x? Right. So the perimeter, as we just saw, is the total distance around the edge of a shape, right? So we add up all those, put it equal to 20. X plus 2x is 5x. And if 5x is 20, to solve for x, you could divide by 5, which means it is going to get x is equal to 4. Right. Okay, so an interesting one here. Yeah. So we have the circumference of a circle, is 154, and that pi is that. What's the radius? Okay, so circumference is equal to 2 by pi by radius. So the circumference is 154. That's equal to 2 by 22 over 7 multiplied by r. Okay, so what we could do, first of all, if you want, you could simplify the right-hand side by doing 154 multiplied by, so 2 by 22 is 44. So we have 44 over 7 by r. Sorry, I don't know why I have a multiply there. It's also equals, right? And now what we could do to find r is divide, right? We could do 154 divided by 44 over 7. And of course, what's the protocol when you're dividing by fractions? You change divide to multiply and inverse. I kind of out of space. Let me see, do I space on that side? Not really. So I'll see what I could do on this side. So let's put a little separate line. So 154 over 1 by 7 over 44. We could do 11. Into that goes 4 times. 11 into this goes 14. Right? And then 4 into that. Sorry, no, so that's 2, and that's 7. 7 by 7 is 49 divided by 2 is 24.5. Okay, so it was a familiar question, but they changed something in it because I do recall again 24.5 before. That's interesting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what you could do, you could divide by 2 first and get 77 if you want. And then you could divide by the 22%. But talk me through. Uh-huh. Right, so 22 will cancel 54 7 times. 7 by 6, 4, right? And then divide by 2. Yeah, that could work too. All right, and then the distance around the lake is 8 kilometers. On the map, this distance is represented, by a length of 2 centimeters. The scale on the map is, right, so we're going to put 2 centimeters to 8 kilometers. And we have to get the same unit on either side. So 8 kilometers is, first of all, 8,000 meters. And then you could go from meters to centimeter and multiply by 100. Then we could divide by 2 and get 1 to 400,000, right? Which is option D. Okay. Right. Okay. So we have a question. Are we okay with, well, we did 32 before, but with 33, 34, 37, 38? Any questions? Anybody? Anything? Mikey and Christina, let's give them a quick Genie chat. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm not catching up, J Bones. 37 is a repeat. Yeah. Odd. Yeah, look for it. Yeah, because it's a little strange. I do recall that one. Okay. All right. Interesting Korean name there. Okay, cool, no problems. All right, let's go on next page. So we're almost 2/3 of the way through the paper. Right after these 2 questions here. And then we're in the last 20. Okay, so 39 and 40 refer to the front table. All right, the number of books that 58 students bought at a sale, right? So, number of books. Whoops, sorry, I forgot to scale that back down. My bad. Where was I? There was I. Cool. Right, and the number of students who bought that number of books. Okay. So the mode of the number of books bought. Okay, so the mode is the number of books that was bought by the highest number of people. So we have to go to the number of students row. So what is the largest number in the number of students row? 13. So 13 students bought 5 books. So the mode for the number of books is 5. The median number of books the students bought at the sale. Right, so this one's a little more interesting. So the median number of books is that number of books that was bought by the person kind of halfway, or the data point exactly in the middle. Now we're not going to list out 58 data points, right? Right now we're not going to write 3 9 times, 4 9 times, 5 13 times, etc. We're not going to do that. Well, we could go to 58, right? Now if we go to 58, which is the total number of students, and hence total number of recordings or data points, we could split that into 2 equal halves of 29. But then there's no actual number in the middle to be the median, right? Well, to give us the median, the number attached to the median, right? So to find that, we actually have to find the average of what the number of books the 29th person had and the number of books the 30th person had. So to do that now, we have to kind of have a CF column at the bottom here, like a cube, the frequency, right? So for 3, so we have persons 1 to 9. Right, and then 9% is 18. So persons 10 to 18, right? 18 and 30 and 13 is 31. Okay, so that's great because it means that in this batch here, the 29th and 30th person are in that batch, and they both bought 5 books. So I mean, we don't actually have to do the working, but if you find the average of 5 and 5, it is going to get back 5. All right, so the mode and the median turn out to be 5. Interesting. Okay, so that one is items 39 and 40. A bit of statistics for you. Yes. Yes. All right. Going down now. All right. Okay. What was that? Okay, just now. Right. You all want a minute or two to try this, or you all done with it? Well, no, you said you're done. Okay, fine. So I'll give you a minute or two. Let me just see if I can answer this question real quick. This one, 21. Last week Sunday was the what? 24th? No, 26th. 27th. No, last week Friday. Friday would have been the 24th, so 25, 26.
Last week. Today is what? Sunday. Right, so last week Sunday. Yeah.
41 is on a repeat. Yeah, 41. Let's take a look. Refers to the following pie chart, which shows the popular games played by a group of students. Basketball, cricket, tennis. Okay. Now, football doesn't have a percentage, but there is a little symbol, which is the right angle symbol, which means that what is the angle in that segment? 90 degrees. And in a whole circle, how many degrees we have? And what fraction of 360 is 90? 1/4. And if you look at the percentage, it's percentages, right? So what percentage should be in the football piece there? Shouldn't it be 25% then? But if we do that, 25% and 35 is 60. 60 and 30 is 90. Oh, tennis doesn't have a percent. Tennis is also a what? Angle. Okay. Right? So yeah, so the 90 degrees is a quarter of the whole circle, which also is a quarter of the whole, which is 25%. So 25 and 35 is 60, 60 and it is 90, which leaves 10%. So how many students are in the group? So 180 play football. So yeah. So 180 is equal to a quarter of, let's just call it the total, right? So right, so all we have to do is take 180 and multiply by 4. And that gives us 720. Right, I agree with that. Right, and here we have an next little bar chart, right? Following chart shows the amount of fish bought in kilograms by the first 60 customers at a fish market. Yeah, what do you want? How many customers bought at least 6 kilograms of fish? Okay, so that's these last five items. Oops, that's so from here go to here, right? Right. So if you read across, that'll give us 11. If you read across, that'll give us 5. If you read across from here, that's just 4. Read back across from here, you get 7. And read across from here, you get 3. So 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 11. 3 and 4 is 7 and 5 is 12 and 7 is 19 is 30. Yes? No? Maybe? Yeah. How many customers? At least 6 kilograms. Yeah, 30. All right, cool. Let's go there. Right, cool. Okay, all right. In class, people, are we okay with this page here? 39 to 42. Yeah? Okay. Sorry, Mikey and Christina. Oh, Mikey gone. Okay, Christina, just give me a quick Genie chat if you do with that, please, and thanks. I didn't see what Mikey said he was going. Sorry. All right, thank you. Cool. All right, next page, one time. So let's go. All right, so I'll give you a minute or two to work out those two. Interquartile range. How many questions for mastery cycles? Well, all, but it's over a period of time and in different years. So in any given year, at least half the questions repeat. So I feel like they have like 2 or 3 papers worth of unique questions, but I feel like they keep putting bits and pieces over and over. Yeah. Invigilator.
Yeah, supervisor by us said
Mm-hmm.
is it's usually every like 2-3 years they add a new questions and it just rotates from them.
I haven't done an in-depth study of the maths.
She said that's
Hmm.
They wrote questions for that multiple choice from 2007.
When you first sit in, yeah, just recycle.
Those questions are as old as me.
Item 43 refers to the following diagram, which shows the CF curve of the heights of 20 plants. So the interquartile range is the difference between the upper quartile and the lower quartile. Now it's 20 plants. The lower quartile is the 1/4 way. Sorry, that's not a correct thing to say. Right? Is the height of the fifth item. Right? Let's zoom in a little bit more so we can be a bit more precise. Right? So if we go across from here, I feel like that hits in between. You feel as a between? Yeah. So, because 3 would be about here, right? 3 would be there. So you have 1, 2.5 spaces. So each one is 0.4. So 3.4, 3.8, and so 3.4. So this is 2.4, and that so that'd be what, 2.6 or 2.5 maybe. Not 100% sure myself. Right, and then the 3/4 item along the way will be the 15. 3/4 of 20 is 15. I'm gonna go across from there. That one seems to be, what, is that one on the intersection or in between as well? What do you all think? And that's in between too?
I think it hits on here.
All right, well, let's see. Let's see what happens if we take the one on. Because it should be like in the middle, right? All right, so that one is 4.4, 4.8, 5.2. Right, so if we did 5.2 minus 2.6, we'll get 2.6. So I think we could stomach that. 2.6 with you. Right. Hey Brianna, you're going. Welcome back. Okay. We saw 44 yesterday, didn't we? A respondent from the ethnic group P is selected at random. What is the probability he has a negative attitude towards math? Yesterday was negative or positive? Negative too. Okay, cool. Right, so item 44 refers to the following table, which shows the results of a survey of 100 persons from 2 major ethnic groups, right, P and R. Respondents were interviewed about their attitude towards mathematics, right? So from P, right, and they want the probability that he has a negative attitude towards, so 24 over 100. So 24 over 100. If we divide by 4 and divide by 4, we get 6 over 25. Yes, please. See you? Oh. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, no problems. All right, cool. A 6? I don't think I got 6.
No, I know, I'm just kidding.
All right, cool. Okay, tomorrow if anything. Bye. All right, are we okay with 43 and 44? All right, let's knock out 45 real quick. The point where a linear function crosses the horizontal axis, that's the x-intercept. Right, the horizontal axis is the x-axis, and that's the x-intercept. All right, guys. We have about 15 questions to go and 15 minutes. All right. So I'm gonna try and go through a little more quickly. Hope that's okay. All right. So let's go from there. Okay. So in this one, the relationship that best describes the mapping in the diagram. So we're seeing we have the whoa. Right. So these 2 items are mapped onto this item. Okay. All right. That's enough, right? Or you could just turn the key in the lock, please. Thank you. Sorry. These 2 are mapped onto that one. And these 2 are mapped onto this one. So that's a many to 1. For sure. Many to 1. Because multiple items are mapped onto one and only one item in the range. Cakes. We're going on cakes, right? 47 now. H of minus 6. So all this is a simple substitution. Yeah, for sure. We saw this twice already at least. Right? So h of minus 6. You sub the minus 6 inside of here. So 3 by minus 6 is minus 18. Minus 18 minus 2 over 5. Right? Minus 20 over 5. and that's minus 4. All right, cool. So that's 46 and 47. Well, this graph is a lot clearer than yesterday. All right. Items 48 and 49 refer to the following graph of a quadratic function. Okay. The maximum point, right? So the maximum point, I think it's quite easy to see. That's right. Oh, right. Right. That's right here. X coordinate is 2. Y coordinate is 4. Sorry. Right. Two and 4. All right, cool. And the values of x are the points where the curve intersects y equal to 0. Now again, remember, y equal to 0 is the x axis. So they're asking for the x-intercepts or the roots, right? So we can clearly see that those roots are here and here. So that's where x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 4. And that's, interestingly enough, option A. All right. And 50. Which of the following equations represents a straight line? Right. So we know anything with a power of 2 or anything over the power of 1 is automatically out. So this is a quadratic. This is a quadratic. This item here, if you were to put it in the form where y was the subject, you'd have 4 over x. And of course, that can be written as 4 by x to the power minus 1, which of course will give us a curve. Right? So that's not linear. So by default, the only one that makes any kind of sense here is option C. And again, with option C, we could go into a bit more detail. We could write this one in the form y equal to mx plus c. Okay. All right. In class, people, are we okay with the solution on this page? Any questions? Anybody? Anything? All right, Christina, just give me a quick Genie chat, please, and thanks. All right. Hey, Brianna. So Brianna, was that for 40 and 49? Okay, cool. All right, thank you, Christina. All right, we're in the last 10 now. I think we should be able to make it a little before or just a little after 3. All right, so I'll give you a couple of minutes to sort out 51 to 54, and then I'll scroll on and do the 53. We saw these already, so that shouldn't take it too long. Let's see if I can answer a question here real quick. That is true. Yes, I get catch. All right, let's go. So which of the following sets is represented by that function? Okay, cool. So all we're doing is substituting each of those x values into the function one at a time. Right, now, the thing is, we're not bound to sub the zeros, right? The one that has the most variation is the ones and the, well, actually, yeah, 1, 2s, and 3. So we're not bound to sub 0. If we sub 1, 1 squared is what? 1, and 1 plus 3 is 4. So A is out and C is out, right? And then for 2, 2 squared is 4, and 4 plus 3 is 7. So that's out. So we already know. But 3 squared is 9, 9 and 3 is 12, and there's only one answer with 12. All right, so this answer is option D. Right, a line L is parallel to that line. We saw this one a few times before. Let's just jump into it. Right. So if they're parallel, what do they have in common? They have the same gradient. So if line L is parallel to this line, they have the same gradient. We can extract the gradient from this line if we were to put it in the form y equal to mx plus c. So here now, to make y the subject, we'll simply divide by 5 throughout the equation. What? Right. Right, so 2/5 is the answer here, because that is in the form y equal to mx plus c, where m is the coefficient of the x term and is the gradient. Okay, now this one across here, right, so we have two parallel lines indicated by the arrows, and we have a single, what we call transversal, cutting them, all right? And if you follow your z, we'll notice that angle x is equal to angle y, which is option B. No, option A, sorry, my bad. Why did I say B? I don't even know. That's sure, okay. Right, 51, 52, and 54. Are we okay with those three items, ladies and ladies? Yeah. Circle. Sorry, Brianna. 52, C, 54, A. Yeah, that's correct. No circle theory so far, nah. All right, 53. Oh, there you go. Right, but we know the answer here, right? That's a simple one, right? So we know the angle at the center is double the angle of the circumference, so that's 100, right? Cool. Right, we're going again. 55. So one page, boy. Oh, we did this one yesterday. Right, so let's take a read. So item 55 refers to the following diagram, which shows rectangle WXZ. So let's put some colors here to make it a bit easier to see and to refer to, right? Slightly brighter, right? So it went from pink to green first. So WXY to W prime X prime Y prime Z prime. And then finally, it went to this small one down here. Right. So they want to know what sequence of transformations will map WXYZ onto W double prime. Well, basically, what will map the pink onto the blue, right? Having passed through the green. Well, to go from the pink to the green, as you could see, right, that's a reflection. Right, the W's are each 2 units away, 2 perpendicular units away from the axis, y-axis. Same thing with the z, right? And same thing with the x's, right? But obviously it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so that's a reflection in the x-axis. Sorry, y, a reflection, and there's only one option that gives us that. Right, so we even had a word with X, but just in case you were wondering, to go from green to blue, that's an enlargement, but an enlargement with a scale factor of a fraction. And if you want to know what's the fraction, well, we have 2 units here for the vertical and 1 for the vertical here. So that's a scale along of a half. Similarly, we have on the horizontal 4 units going across, and on the blue we have 2 units going across, and 2 of course is half of 4. So that's an enlargement with scale factor of a half. Cool. All right, 56 to 58 now. right? In which of the following diagrams A prime is the image of A? Which of the following shows a reflection in the X? Right, so to reflect in the X, right, that means you'd end up on the opposite side, down here. Oops. Yeah. Option D. Yeah, D is correct. C looks like a clockwise rotation, 90 degrees around the origin. B looks like a reflection in the Y. A, option A is as a full 180-degree rotation around the origin as well. Right? Okay, 57. We just saw 57 in previous paper and a few others as well. All right. Right, in triangle ABC, angle A is x degrees, angle B is 2x. What is the size of angle C? Well, the sum of all the angles in a triangle is 180. And if we add up the two angles that they gave us and subtract it from 180, we will get the unknown angle. So that's option A. Right, 58. Right, so 58 I think we know is tan. Let's explain why. So the following refers to the following diagram, which shows the angle of depression of a point X from Z. So X from Z. Right? And if you follow a Z angle, and we know it's a Z because the ground and the horizontal line of sight are parallel to each other. We know that. Right? And the transverse cut in them gives rise, in this case, to a Z angle. I think there's an F angle somewhere hiding in there too. I'm not sure. Yeah, not sure. Right, so it means that this angle down here is also 35 degrees. Now, this, right, if x is 12 meters from y, x is 12 meters from y, what is the height yz in meters, right? Let's just call it h for height. Now, relative to the 35-degree angle, and the fact that we have a 90-degree angle here in the triangle tells us it's a right-angle triangle, which means we could use regular SOHCAHTOA. So, relative to the angle, that side there is the opposite side. This side across here is the hypotenuse. Now, we don't have that magnitude, nor are we looking for it. But the remaining side is the adjacent side, not so? Right, so opposite and adjacent. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan is opposite over adjacent. So right away, we could only use tan. So we don't even have to put any working involved here. We just need to go, hey, that's the only with tan, let's use that one. You should know how to do working if necessary. All right, okay. Any questions, anybody, on 56, 57, or 58? 58D, 58D. Yeah, very good. 57A. Oh, I didn't shade in 57A. All right. All right, cool. All right, last two questions, and then we're done for the day. Yep, and we just did this one on the previous paper too. Right, so 4/8. Right, so that's equal to this over that. Now, relative to the x, that's the opposite side, and that is the hypotenuse. And opposite over hypotenuse is sine, so that's sine x. Right, and under the translation -2,3, the image of -5,3 is, okay, cool. That's a simple one. Yeah. -7,6. And there you go. Bob's your uncle, Ceda's your aunt, and Kevin, Bobby, and Gavin are your cousins. Right. Sorry, three times the triangle. Okay, no, sorry, that's an old comment. My bad. All right, so folks, we did Jan 2020, 21 yesterday, 22 and 23 today, right? Tomorrow I was aiming to do 24, but I'll see if I get a better copy. So maybe tomorrow we might start the May papers and we'll save the Jan Jan 2024 and May 2023 for the day before the Thursday. All right. So tomorrow and Tuesday is one class, 6:30 to 8:30. Wednesday and Thursday is a double session, 4 to 6 and 6:30 to 8:30. All right. So of course, if anybody has any questions and they get to ask, please feel free to let me know. Other than that, get some rest. Good luck to whatever. Sorry. 51. $55. That was I think it was B. All right. All right, Christina, I'll go on there. I'll see you next time, right? All right, tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. All right, J Woons, Brianna, and anybody else who is following, I'll go on there. I'll see you all next time. Your man Lobster. Take care. Tomorrow, 6:30 to 8:30.